Hello all, welcome to LTX classes. Let's start with our daily MCQ session. Without any delay, let's look at the question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding extended producer's responsibility, EPR. The EPR is essentially the usage of financial incentives to encourage manufacturers to design environmentally friendly products. The second option, the producer has also the option of delegating this responsibility to a third party which can be paid by the producer for used product management. What would be the correct answer? Here the correct answer is C, both. The reason being actually the first statement basically defines what is EPR, and the second statement tells about how to attain the the objectives of EPR. To be in precise, the question is mostly on factual in nature, but if you could see, we all know, if you read about environmental conservation, waste conservation, we'll definitely come across this term EPR in our main syllabus. And to be precise, for prelims also, we need to know EPR and the details, EPR and the details as a trivia. Actually, EPR helps the producers. Producers can be financially incentivized to design more sustainable and environmentally friendly products when facing financial and physical stress of recycling their products. EPR policy basically becomes more mainstream. It puts more pressure on countries that export e-wastes, like that. If you could see, the context behind asking this question is about this article in Hindu, which talks about extended producers responsibility, EPR. It mentions various provisions and how to achieve the responsibility, and how to make the process more easy to tackle the wastes. The next question, consider the following statements with reference to AFSPA. This first statement is it's a distributed area is one which declared by notification under section 5 of AFSPA. An area can be disturbed area due to differences or disputes between the members of different religious, racial, language, or regional groups, or castes, or communities. The second statement is the central government or the president or the administrator of the union territory can declare the whole or part of the state or union territory as disturbed area. What would be the correct answer? Here, if you could see, the correct answer is D, none. Actually, here both the statements are wrong, because actually section here the section 3 deals about disturbed areas. It's not the section 5. And whereas if you could see here, it's not the president, it's actually the governor of the definitive states who can declare the whole or part of the state or union territory as a disturbed area. We know ASPA is in news very frequently, be it the insurgencies in JNK, be it the recent Nagaland bomb blast, you can say the Nagaland killings of the civilians. Now the center also set up a committee to determine the authenticity, the validity, and the prevalence of AFSPA for the coming states. The reason for picking up this article is the same, the current issue prevailing about AFSPA and Nagaland, regarding the recent killings of few civilians by the Assam Rifles. So to talk about AFSPA is one of the draconian law that we all know. It's one of the draconian laws in our country. You can call it as an archaic law. You can also see the Sedition Act is also there. That is also comes under the same lines. We also have UAPA, Unlawful Activist Prevention Act. All this comes under the same nature, which curtails more of the civilian duties. And there are many law commission reports, there are many Supreme Court judgments which talk, and for that matter many committees also talked about to make these laws more citizen friendly and to curtail the authoritative nature of these laws. So with this, let's move to the next question. The next question talks about Competition Commission of India. Consider the following statements regarding CCI. CCI is a statutory body of Government of India responsible for enforcing the Competition Act 2002. It was duly constituted in March 2009. The second option, the Monopolies and Trade Restrictive Practices Act 1969 was repealed and replaced by Competition Commission on the recommendations of Raghavan Committee. What would be the correct answer? Here the correct answer is C, both. Both the statements are correct. It was CCS established as per Competition Act 2009, and that was the before before Competition Act we have MRTP Act that was repealed, and the recommendations are given definitely by Raghavan Committee. CCI is very important commission to regulate the prices, to bring a competition between the products. The CCI is very much needed to bring a market equilibrium. The reason the reason behind asking this question is about Google takeover with the tussle with the CCI. CCI to be let's go if you see the details of CCI, the commission consists of chairman and 6 members as per the Competition Act, who shall be appointed by the central government, and the commission is a quasi judicial body. It can take its own decisions, which gives opinions to statutory authorities. It also deals with other cases. The chairman and the other members shall be whole-time members. That is what about CCI. So let's look at the second question. Sorry, next question. Consider the following statements regarding FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Okay, the foreign funding of persons in India is regulated under FCRA Act and is implemented by Ministry of Finance. Okay, the individuals are permitted to accept foreign contribution without permission of MHA. However, the monetary limit for acceptance of such foreign contribution shall be less than 25,000. What would be the correct answer? What would be the correct answer? Here the correct answer is definitely B, 2 only, because FCRA as a body, it deals it was dealt by Ministry of Home Affairs. It's not Ministry of Finance. That makes the option number 1 incorrect, and will arrive the correct answer regarding it deals with the MHA, and the contribution should be less than 25,000. Okay, the FCRA is also is in news for quite some time. The act actually ensures that the recipients of foreign contributions adhere to the stated purpose for which such contribution has been obtained. Usually under this act, organizations are required to register themselves every 5 years. Recently, Union Home Ministry has suspended licenses of 6 NGOs who are allegedly to have used foreign contributions for religious conversion. Okay, you can also see it's not adhering to the statutory compliances, and mostly it adversely affects the internal security and aims to enhance the transparency and accountability. These are the reasons to bring up this act. The reason to ask this question is about the same reasons the NGOs tussles with the FCRA. The details have been given in this article. Okay, the last and the final question. Consider the following statements with reference to World Inequality Report. The options: it is prepared by World Bank. The second option: India stands out as a poor and very unequal country. What would be the correct answer? We can easily narrow down this could be the correct answer, because it's in the news. Been very some time. India is at the poor stage, and it's an unequal country. It's not just limited to 2002, but if you see the series of years also, the status has not much improved. But if you see, it was not prepared by World Bank. It was not prepared by World Bank. It was prepared by World Inequality Lab. The report was released by World Inequality lab, it's definitely not World Bank. It might be somewhat obvious that when development comes as the World Development Report released by World Bank, we might also be in the verge of thinking that the inequality report also might be the World Bank, but it's not. The report was released by World Inequality Lab, which aims to promote research on global inequality dynamics. Okay. If you see here, the reason behind taking this article about this editorial in The Hindu, it talks about the world inequality report. It mostly talks about India's stance. The article criticizes the government regarding the poor indicators and the distribution of health. India standard out to be poor and very unequal country. This might be your objective statement for prelims. And the article also says it's only the 1% of the population. It holds 1/5 of national income. So these points we can use for any type of essay for mains answers, which comes very handy. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the discussion, and we'll meet in the next session. Good luck, all the best.